Welcome back to the Insiders, where I spent the day at Eagles camp watching Jalen Hurts do things like that. He looked good, he looked sharp, the practice was energetic, and there was a whole lot of running, which, if you know anything about the way that Nick Sirianni coaches, that is something that is not by accident. Let's bring in our good friend Brian Baldinger, who is not hanging out at the Eagles with me today, but is there plenty of times. And Baldy, we know how good Jalen Hurts is. We know what he can do to carry this team. And the reality is, this offense, the way it's put together, everyone's under contract basically for 2 years. This offense is going to be together. The defense is a little bit of a different story. They've kind of like under the radar remade themselves. Obviously, they have no Fletch. Brandon Graham is going to retire after this year. They kind of reshaped themselves. What do you see from this defense, I would say, on the field and then leadership-wise as well?
Well, I mean, Vic Fangio spoke today. I'm sure you listened to some of it, Ian. And he just kept bringing up one word. There's a lot of newness. There's new players. There's new schemes. There's new coaches. Like, it's all new. And so, you know, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl back in 2017, Jim Schwartz was the defense coordinator then. They had tremendous depth on the defensive line. And Howie Roseman, to his credit, really believes in developing and having depth where you can just wave, 8 or 9 guys through, on any given Sunday, depending on how many they dress. And I would say that very productive season. He can wow you in practice and any scrimmage and at times in a game because of his size and power. He hasn't been able to do that consistently. Josh Sweat is always going to be on a pitch count, just taking care of him. But I think behind it, you have Brandon Graham in his 15th year. You got Milton Williams. There is no Fletcher Cox. I think, they got to see what Nolan Smith, who was a former first-round pick, can do in his second year. But this defense, make no mistake about it, is built around their front four. And they got to show me right now that they got 8 guys out there that can really get after the quarterback, affect the quarterback, shut down the run. And then you can talk about the linebackers, that is big competition. You can talk about the corners, who's going to line up. But I think right now, Ian, they got to get their front established, and they got to know that they're going to be strong up front.
Yeah, and then for sure, tons of questions to answer for a team that started out so well last year, obviously struggled at the end. This is a big year, huge year in Philly. Obviously look forward to seeing it play out. Baldy, thank you very much for hanging out with us on the Insiders.